Hey there, friends. Welcome to another exciting episode of Healthy House Calls with Angel, specifically Monday Mindset Mastery with Angel. So, if you've been subscribing to my newsletter for quite a while and those issues of Monday Mindset Mastery are piling up in your mailbox and you just can't get to them quick enough, guess what? I am now going to do the heavy lifting for you because I want to make sure that you launch every week with the clarity, courage, and confidence you need to design the life that you deserve. So let's jump right into it. In this issue, this week of Mindset Mastery, we're talking about find your one thing and stop the winter slump. So you and I both know it's mid-February now. Can you believe how fast time is going by? I can't believe it. Outside, the ground is frozen, the air is crisp, and nature is in a deep state of quiet hibernation. And during this season, I often find myself returning to one of my favorite books. It's called The One Thing by Gary Keller. And there's a quote in there that hits me every single time. Here it is. It's success is a short race, a sprint fueled by discipline, just long enough for habit to kick in and take over. That is so powerful because most of us treat our lives like a marathon where we're carrying so much. 3 backpacks, 2 suitcases, a ton of responsibilities. We think that being productive means doing as much as possible. But here's what I've learned. I've learned that in reality, high achievement comes from doing as little as possible of the things that don't matter. One of my most impactful mentors said to me, Angel, always make sure you're doing what matters. So let's talk about the domino effect. Keller talks about the power of the lead domino. If you line up your priorities correctly, knocking down that first single thing will make everything else easier or even unnecessary. It's called the domino effect. As high achievers, we often struggle because we're trying to knock down the entire row of dominoes at once with our bare hands. We're trying to master a new fitness goal. We're trying to overhaul our professional workflow. We're trying to be the perfect partner, a perfect parent. We're trying to keep a pristine home. We're trying to do all the things. But when you try to move everything, nothing moves. My brother often says, if everything is important, nothing is important. And that is another mantra that I keep over my desk. If everything is important, nothing is important because everything can't be important, right? Why you're feeling this winter slump? Well, if you feel like your year is already running off course, you aren't behind. You're likely just experiencing what I call the overload and what Gary Keller speaks about in The One Thing. So what does the overload look like? Number one, it's too many lead dominoes. You probably have 5 or 10 top priorities, right? And priorities, plural, is kind of a sticky thing there because, again, everything can't be a number one priority, right? Number 2 is energy leakage. You're probably spending 80% of your time on tasks that only give you 20% of your results. Not a good thing. That's definitely going to lead to some slumpy feelings. And number 3, the checklist trap. You're confusing being busy with being effective. And I can tell you we are all guilty of one or more of these things from time to time. So how do you fix this, Angel? Well, that's a great question. Clear the clutter and find your one thing. To help you find your lead domino, I'm sharing the system that I created for myself years ago. I didn't have a name for it back then, but I have a name for it now, and it's called the Mental Clutter Cleanout Guide. I built this when I was juggling graduate school, a full-time job, full-time parenting, being a wife, being a daughter, just being a community advocate, working in my community to keep my community, healthy and well. Just juggling so many things. I created this template for myself that really works. And now I call it the Mental Clutter Cleanout Guide. It's a simple tool to help you clear overwhelm, ditch distractions, and get back on track fast. And for me, it helps you to stop feeling like you've got to carry it all and start focusing on the one thing that actually creates momentum. So here's what I want you to do, what I'm challenging you to do this week for this week's Monday Mindset Mastery Challenge is for you to grab your guide. I'm going to put the link in the show notes below. And I want you to get a seat with me in my in a focus and flow session inside the Siva Circle. Okay, think of it as a co-working space for your soul. This month we're focusing on 3 things in focus and flow. Number 1, the stop doing list. What to delete so you can finally breathe. This is the list of things that you can just eliminate, like totally eliminate. They're unrealistic, not going to happen. You know they're sitting on your to-do list month after month, year after year. So we're focusing on the stop doing list. We're creating time sanity templates, so organizing your week, your days around your one thing. And we're also, just giving ourselves some live accountability, because doing the work together makes it feel so much lighter. I'll tell you, I have given up on trying to carry a lot of things myself. Like, for me, community is everything. Working with other smart women who are really thinking about time accountability. They're looking at their metrics for different aspects of their health and well-being. It just makes it so much easier for me, because as the saying goes, iron sharpens iron. Okay, so I want you to, really take that step. Download your Mental Clutter Cleanout guide, and then use the link to get in on a focus and flow session, which the next one is March 2nd, 12 p.m. Eastern Time. Get in there with us with your Mental Clutter Cleanout guide in hand. All right. So this week's challenge and journal prompts for you, 5 minutes, guys, 5 to 10 minutes of journaling for these 3 important journal questions. You ready? This is inspired by the one thing, so I just want you to take 5 minutes with each question. Grab your journal, okay? I only practice what I preach, so here's my journal. And I want you to go ahead and answer these questions. Number 1, the focusing question. What is the one thing I can do this week such that by doing it, everything else will be easier or unnecessary? Okay, write that down. The focusing question. What is the one thing I can do this week such that by doing it, everything else will be easier or unnecessary? Here's question number 2, or prompt number 2. The energy drain. What priority am I currently carrying that belongs in someone else's hands or in the round filing cabinet? And guys, you know what the round filing cabinet is. It's the trash. All right, that's the energy drain question. And then number 3, the habit kickoff. If I stripped away the should-dos, what is the one habit that would make me feel most like myself again? Okay, so those are your 3 journal prompts for this week, for this week's Mindset Mastery. Because as Gary Keller says, and I love this quote too, success isn't about doing more, it's about being more focused. Okay? So don't stop here. Join me at the next Focus and Flow on Monday, March 2nd at 12 p.m. with your new Mental Clutter Cleanout guide in hand. Okay? Because you know what? Your goals aren't behind. You just need a better system, and you need a little bit of gentle support to see it through. All the links are down in the show notes. I hope to see you there, and I definitely hope to see you back here again next week for Monday Mindset Mastery with Angel. Take good care, be well, be good to yourself, and never, ever, ever, ever be afraid to be amazing. Oh, one more thing. Don't forget to click like and subscribe and pay it forward. Share this video with a friend. Take good care. Bye-bye.